dense forest stretched endlessly, shrouded in a veil of mist that clung to the earth like a second skin. Tall pines, their branches gnarled and twisted, swayed gently under the weight of the wind's eerie whispers. The night was unnaturally quiet, broken only by the occasional snap of twigs underfoot. It was as though the forest held its breath, waiting. The campers, a group of 5 friends, set up their tents in a small clearing. The flickering campfire cast dancing shadows on their faces, painting them in hues of orange and black. Laughter echoed as they shared ghost stories, each trying to outdo the other in terrifying tales. Among them were Jenna, the skeptical leader, and Max, the self-proclaimed expert on all things paranormal. The others, Emma, Lily, and Josh, watched the fire, their laughter tinged with a nervous edge as the surrounding woods seemed to grow darker with every passing moment. "All right," Max began, his voice low. "They say these woods are cursed. People go missing here, never to be seen again." His words hung in the air, the fire crackling in the sudden silence. Emma shivered, pulling her jacket closer. "Do you really believe that?" Before Max could answer, a distant sound broke the stillness. A faint, mournful wail drifted through the trees. It was soft at first, almost like the wind, but it grew louder, closer. The friends exchanged uneasy glances. Jenna stood, her flashlight cutting through the darkness. "It's probably just an animal," she said, though her voice wavered. "Stay here. I'll check it out." "No way," Josh objected. "You're not going alone." Together, they ventured toward the sound, their flashlights slicing through the oppressive dark. The air grew colder, heavier, as if the forest were closing in around them. The wailing stopped abruptly, leaving an unnerving silence in its wake. Suddenly, Lily screamed. Her flashlight had illuminated a figure, a pale, gaunt face peeking out from behind a tree, its hollow eyes staring directly at her. "Run!" Jenna shouted, her voice cracking with terror. The group bolted back toward the camp, their breaths ragged and panicked. But when they arrived, the campfire was extinguished, their tents torn apart as if by massive claws. What did this?" Emma whispered, tears streaming down her face. Max knelt by the shredded remains of his backpack. "It wasn't human," he murmured, his face pale. "We're not alone here." The wind picked up, carrying with it a chorus of whispers, low, guttural voices that seemed to come from every direction. The group huddled together, their flashlights flickering. Shadows began to move among the trees, too fast and too large to be animals. "We need to leave," Jenna said, her voice trembling. "Now." As they stumbled through the forest, the whispers grew louder, merging into a deafening cacophony. Out of the corner of her eye, Emma saw a figure, tall, skeletal, and cloaked in darkness, reaching for her. She screamed, but when she turned, it was gone. By the time they reached the edge of the woods, dawn was breaking. They collapsed on the ground, trembling and breathless, their faces pale and drawn. Behind them, the forest loomed, silent and still. Yet, as the sunlight pierced through the trees, they could swear they saw figures standing in the shadows, watching. No one spoke of what had happened